Hey,
Welcome back to our channel. It's Kai.
Candi.
And today we want to talk about labor and delivery stories, particularly mine since I've already had children. And the reason why is because obviously it's almost time for Candi to have her own labor and delivery experience. So she wanted me to get on here and talk about my experience with you guys. So
yeah, because she got interesting stories, I think. Because she had two different types of labors.
I did.
So, yeah, you want to talk about your first one first?
Okay, so we'll talk about my first son. Obviously, I was young, so I really did not know what to expect. With him, I believe I was about 39 weeks pregnant, and I was just in the house relaxing, went to the bathroom, and my water broke. When my water broke, I just it felt like I was peeing on myself, but I would not stop.
Oh my
so I'm just like, and then I looked down, and I know this is disgusting, y'all, but it was brown. So I immediately panicked because I'm just like, it's time to go to the hospital. Something's wrong because the water is not supposed to be this color. Get to the hospital just to realize that, number one, I'm only 1 centimeter dilated. Number two, he had pooped inside of me. And number three, they had no other choice but to go ahead and induce my labor. So they gave me a IV, started me off on Pitocin, and I think maybe I think I told you this before, 7 hours later, I was having him. They didn't have to do an emergency C-section, thank God, only because he didn't swallow any of it. And normally, this does happen sometimes when kids do poop inside of you. As long as they don't swallow it, it's not harmful to your child. So that's why they went ahead and let me have him naturally or whatever. After that was pretty strange. Yeah. I think I talked about this before as well. My very first child was stillborn. And because of that, it made me a high-risk pregnancy.
Both times?
Both times. Because my first pregnancy was stillborn. I went 9 months of pregnancy. I went to the doctors for a regular appointment. They could not find the baby's heartbeat. And then they sent me to the hospital because they wanted me to get an ultrasound to see, why they couldn't find a heartbeat. Of course, as a mother, and seeing sonograms over and over again, I immediately bust out crying when I got there because I could see on the sonogram that he was not. I couldn't see a heartbeat either, so I could tell something was wrong. So, fast forward, because of that whole issue, it made me a high-risk pregnancy. When I had my second son, let me back up. Let me back up, because I just want to tell y'all something. Right after I had my first son, right before I was going to get discharged, the nurse, she came into the room with a clipboard and a vaccine. And she's like, okay, time for you and the baby to go home. I just need you to sign these papers, release papers, and I need to give you the shot. So I was like, well, what is this shot? So she says,
I'm on my labor ball.
She says, this shot is for the German measles. Now, I don't know if y'all heard. Please chime in and let me know if you have ever heard of this before. It's very important to me because I just want to know, am I the only person that has ever heard of this? But basically what she told me was, I have to give you the shot for the German measles because if you ever were to become pregnant again, you are at risk of contracting the German measles. So, of course, I'm like, no, you're not about to, inject me with this vaccine. Just let me sign my papers and go home. She got very angry with me and told me that if I didn't take the vaccine now, when I went back for my 6-week checkup, that my doctor was going to force me to get it anyway. So I said, well, I'll talk to him when I get there.
What?
Yeah, she's like, he's going to make you get it anyway when you go back for your checkup. So I was like, well, I'll deal with that when the time comes, but you're not about to inject me with this.
Right now.
Right now.
You're right.
Okay. So I had to bring that up because then I got pregnant again. So, of course, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, am I going to contract these German measles?
Oh, Lord.
And I didn't, thank God. But that pregnancy went pretty well. Right around my 8th month, I guess, I was doing the fetal assessment test because I was high risk and because of what had happened, and they was monitoring the baby's movements and things like that. He started to become very lazy, a very lazy baby at the end, and my doctor was like, you know what, I want to go ahead and induce you and take this baby because there's no such thing as a cute baby. While he's still moving around, let's go ahead.
Baby.
No, cute dead baby.
Oh, okay.
No such thing as a cute dead baby.
Right.
While we know we have a healthy living baby, let's go ahead and take him. Right. We don't want that to happen to you that happened the last time. So, very appreciative of that. So I did not have any symptoms of going into labor. I wasn't in pain or anything like that. Well, I went to the doctor's on a Wednesday. He told me to meet him Friday morning at 7 a.m. to induce me for my labor. I got there. They started my IV. 7 hours later, I was having him. The crazy thing about it is my doctor was delivering 2 babies at the same time. He had checked me. I was 7 centimeters dilated. So he went to the next room, I guess, to check on his next patient. Before he could get out of her room, the nurses were calling him back saying, you need to get back here right now. So I jumped from 7 centimeters to 10 centimeters in a matter of seconds. So that is my birth stories. I've always been induced both times. Well, even my first time I had to be induced because I actually had to go through labor since I was 9 months pregnant with the first one that was stillborn. So I've never had a regular pregnancy where I just went into labor, felt the contractions, and had to be rushed to the hospital. I've always had induced labors.
Wow. Well, that's a whole lot. Obviously, I don't have a labor story because I haven't given birth yet. So the only thing that I can say is what I would hope to happen during my labor. So first of all, I was just presented. I'm 35 weeks today. And I was presented with, did I want to have a labor or would I like to have a C-section? Kai says that's different because they didn't even give girls that option when she was delivering babies. If you had C-section, it was for a medical reason. Now, I will say that I do have a fibroid, like a nice medium-sized fibroid, I would say. So I don't know if that came into play or why I was offered a C-section or not, just to not, deal with the possibility that I may still have to have a C-section. Some women may just be like, well, just give me the C-section. I don't even want to try. But I would like to try to have labor if I can, just because if I decide I want more children, I don't want to have to deal with a C-section every single time. And also I hear that the healing process can be more prolonged when you have a C-section over just a labor. So that's what I am hoping for. I've been doing a lot of things to try to prepare my body for labor. So far, everything looks good. I mean, her head is down.
She's 5 pounds, 5 pounds, 2 ounces now.
2 ounces. So she's stopped yelling at me about not eating enough.
I fuss with her every day, y'all, because I'm trying to make sure she feeds this baby. But we expected to have around a 7-pound baby, which is pretty good. And just to chime in on what you said as far as elective C-sections versus vaginal, I remember when I was when I had my stillbirth, I believe I was about 17. I was too young to be having a kid, but either way. I remember once they found out the baby was not living, my mother asked them, could they give me a C-section and take the baby instead of giving me an induction and making me go through childbirth just to deliver a baby that was not living. And they told me no, they could not do that. So it was kind of weird to me for you to be offered, do you want to have a C-section or, because back then they were like, no, you can't get it. You're perfectly capable of having this child, so this is what you're going to do. Yeah. So, I was given that option. Like I said, I declined the option. My doctor is confident that I will be able to deliver. However, if I'm not, we are also prepared for the possibility of, having our baby via C-section. We are happy either way. We just want a healthy baby. So, and a healthy mommy.
Yes, and a healthy mommy. So, I had a birth plan in order. My doctor is not so gung-ho on birth plans or whatever. I don't think I have anything too ridiculous. We've already determined and discussed what vaccines we will be and will not be doing. We're not going to get too much and too deep in that because, you know, everyone do what's best for your child. We do what we feel is best for ours. That's just where I'll leave that. Other than that, I would just really like the ability to be able to move, to be on my labor ball, to be able to use a peanut, which is something else that you use in labor to help, like, I think it helps your cervix open, I believe.
I think I heard that too.
Yeah, it helps your cervix open. I would like simple things to control the temperature of my room, the lighting of my room. You know, very, very, very simple things. I'm not really like super crazy about I have to have this thing and I don't want any IV because some women want a hospital and like I don't want IV and I don't want this and I don't want that. Like, no, I just want like the basics pretty much.
We didn't have, listen y'all, we didn't have the luxury of controlling the temperature in our rooms and
well, they said that in the church.
We didn't have any of those luxuries. If you went to a hospital room, whatever temperature they gave you, if you cold, they gave you an extra blanket and so forth and so on. We didn't have any of that. I even heard now that women can they can eat like ice chips and things like that.
At some hospitals, like, my hospital, I don't think you can have anything, but at some hospitals I've seen, they can have ice chips, they can have popsicles, they can have broth, they can have pretty much anything you can have on a clear liquid diet during the whole labor. You know, now, granted, I don't know how much of it they're actually eating because once you get into the thick of it, I can't imagine myself saying, oh, I'd love a cherry popsicle right now.
No. You do. Your mouth gets very dry after being in labor for hours and hours and hours. What you want mostly is something to drink. You're not really focused on food. Well, I know for me anyway, I wasn't really focused on food. But you know, your mouth gets dry. You want some ice chips or something. You know what they gave me, and I'm pretty sure, some of y'all women can relate. The ones that's maybe in my age range. They gave me some cotton swabs that had lemon flavor on it, and I had to suck on that. If I wanted some flavor in my mouth, I had to suck on that. I was not allowed to have ice chips. I was not allowed to do any of that, and the reason they gave me was that. If you have anything to eat or drink, once you're in labor and you go to push, that you can poop on them, basically. So they want your stomach empty, so you don't have nothing to.
Well, now you know they don't care. I've watched videos from like labor and delivery nurses here, and she's like, "Listen, the least of her concern is getting pooped on." Like, yeah, I mean. You got bigger things. I think they figured that you got bigger things to worry about, like trying to keep two people alive and healthy. So a poop is a poop, and you know they don't care. but anyways, I think that that's pretty much it as far as that goes. I can't wait to be able to come back and actually give y'all my labor story once I know how it goes.
I can't wait to tell y'all how she's gonna act up in that labor and delivery room because I know she is gonna act a fool.
I don't know. I don't like pain. I'm not obviously nobody likes pain. But I know this is going to sound so jaded. I also don't like to be too embarrassed. So I can't foresee myself. Like I see some girls and they're like, ah! You know, like I would have to be in an extreme amount of pain to be doing all that because I would just be like, I'm so embarrassed.
Know when the time comes.
I'm so embarrassed to act that way. Like,
but I do have a question. Yeah. What is your biggest fear in regards to labor, going through labor, and what are you looking forward to the most?
My biggest fear of going through labor is just not being able to progress quickly enough. So having a very long labor. What I'm most excited about is just seeing the baby, hearing her cry for the first time. Yeah.
I can tell y'all what I'm not looking forward to the most is just being, I kind of feel locked down. You know, once we get to the hospital because of this whole COVID situation, I'm not allowed to leave the hospital for anything. So once I have to pack snacks, food and everything, and I have to prepare to be there between 2 to 3 days. And now normally, you know, the other parent, normally after the birth, they run off and get the mother some food of their choice, or, you know, you have time to just step off to the side and just take care of whatever you need to take care of.
Right.
And so I don't foresee me wanting to leave her for so long, but, you know, not even to go get food am I allowed to do. So my biggest concern is just being locked down in that hospital, especially with all those COVID patients for 3 days, you know, so that's my biggest fear.
And what are you like most excited about?
I'm most excited about just holding and kissing on a newborn baby. So I just can't wait to see her little face and, you know, just be motherly.
Aww. Well, I guess that's it, y'all. You have anything else you wanted to say?
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you really like our videos, make sure you share with your friends and family. Tell them to come over and watch as well. Again, thanks for all the positive messages and gifts that you guys have sent thus far. We showed you guys in our previous video in the baby shower. Also, just so that you guys know, we have received a few emails from some subscribers asking us different questions and things like that. We are not ignoring you. Some people we do have a chance to reach back out to and give them our advice and things like that. Some of the things that you guys send, we want to wait, and we like to put them in videos and put the questions in videos and stuff. So please don't think that we are ignoring you. We hear you, and we are going to address all of your questions at some point. So just keep the questions coming. And if it's a personal situation, we try to reach out directly, you know, if you just need personal advice instead of just, you know, waiting to talk about certain things on the platform.
Yeah. All right. So thank y'all so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.
Bye.
Bye.